So Brian Kelly was fired last night. We're going to kind of talk about the process and how that all went down and virtually why he was fired. So first, to start out, ESPN and all the sporting places came out with something yesterday about that they were meeting with him to discuss what was going to happen, which is just fancy lingo for like, we're going to fire him, but not fire him. Like, it wasn't an announcement that he was fired. Supposedly the Louisiana governor was involved. When a governor's involved, you're cooked. So that should have been his first clue. Also, that late at night on a Sunday, rip. But it was just weird to like have an alert go out saying they were meeting with him to discuss everything and the players and how late it was. Very head scratching, but it was kind of already on the wall. Too many games of getting outplayed were just on the table and just couldn't end. Losing at home against Texas A&M, and it wasn't even a loss at home, it was an absolutely just, they got dog walked. It was absolutely awful home experience. Fans had signs, which they had to make those signs, so they already had those signs made prior to even that game being over. The chance of him getting fired, they were chanting, fire Kelly, but that game was just it wasn't good. They lost to Vandy. Now Vandy's a good team, that second loss could have been okay, and then they lost to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss was a close game, so realistically, the only real blowout was Texas A&M. And I don't necessarily think that Brian Kelly's a bad coach, I just, for some reason, think that it wasn't a good connection. LSU and him just were not a both positive negative. It wasn't a good connection. It wasn't a good fit per se. A lot of compares to the past 4 coaches. 3 out of the 4 won a national championship. So the expectations were just really high, and I just don't think it was a good fit. I think Brian Kelly will get another job somewhere. Not know where, but I think he will. A $54 million buyout. So he's in good position. Just a lot of head scratches for LSU, just this whole halfway through the season, just the defense they had, the offense that they had lined up. They had some great NFL talent on both sides of the ball. They were just a good team going into this year, and it was a big downfall. Other than Penn State, I think this is the second worst downfall of the season, and probably Florida State, those top 3 schools. Yeah, wow. Do you think they wait if they lose to Texas A&M closer and it's a closer game, that they wait until the Alabama week to see if they win or lose against Alabama? I don't know. I think a 3rd loss is a lot for LSU because their season's pretty much over. They're not getting anything other than a bowl game. Now, hypothetically, they beat Bama with 3 losses. Can they squeak in? Potentially, but that's just too much to go down the road. So, inevitably, I thought he was going to lose his job after the shellacking he had at home, regardless of whatever the next opponent was. I just think, to summary, it just didn't really connect for LSU all year long. They really never got it rolling. They never had consecutive good games. It just was a lot of head scratch for LSU. So, where do they go next? No one really knows. But bye week and they got Bama. So, yep.